The golden child looks perfect from the outside. They're the mature one, the responsible one, and the child that seems to need no guidance or support. But at the core of their independence and their achievements is an adult who was never allowed to just be a kid. And it's super sad. They learned early that their love was conditional from mom or dad. Praise only came when they performed, succeeded, or made the family look good. So that meant that rest and play and their emotional needs were quietly dismissed or overlooked. They learned early that their role was to be exceptional and to handle everything alone, never cause trouble, to always meet impossibly high standards. I'm super glad I was never the golden child. Golden children are often chosen not because they're stronger, but because a parent relies on them for emotional regulation or validation or a sense of success. The child becomes an extension of the parents and a reflection of their worth in a way to avoid shame or failure or unresolved insecurity of the parent. So instead of meeting the needs of the child, the parents unconsciously assign them a job to be the impressive one, to be easy, to be reliable, and proof that everything is fine. Everything's not fine. Because on the inside, many golden children feel super intense pressure, anxiety, and a constant fear of disappointing others. They often feel very unseen for who they actually are. They also usually don't have any idea who they actually are because authenticity was never important to the parents. So as adults, these golden children feel very empty inside. Their sense of worth hinges on their achievements and how others view them. They struggle to rest without guilt and say no without shame and to feel lovable when they're not producing or fixing or excelling. The struggle for control and perfectionism completely exhausts them. They live in a constant fear of making mistakes because mistakes once meant withdrawal of love or approval or affection from mom or dad, which is messed up. So when I tell you that I had a very incredible brother and he played all the instruments and he was in all the honors classes and he did his Bible study and he played all the sports and he was even a nationally ranked athlete who earned a college scholarship. But trying to have a conversation with the guy in adulthood was like talking to a tape recorder. I'd say, "How are you?" And he'd list some kind of achievement about work. And I'd say, "No, like, how are you actually?" And he'd tell me what city he was traveling for something incredible he was about to go do or achieve for work. And I would say, "Buddy, how are you? How are you actually doing? It's me." And he'd rattle off something else that was incredible to know that I knew that he was up to incredible stuff still. The poor guy was twisted up into knots. He's still on this hamster wheel of perfectionism, and I wish I could just shove him off of it. I was so glad the golden child role was never me. But he often ended up resenting me for speaking up about our toxic family dynamics the most because I was disrupting and dysregulating the mother who was backed by the father. I was not always the scapegoat black sheep child. That was my other brother. I'll tell stories about that later. Most of my life, I was the invisible child, and we will talk about that next.